how marketing changes over time. So at the beginning of this course, we talked about different marketing and all the different ways that you can market and advertise your business. But naturally, how you advertise when you are first starting up isn't going to be the same as how you advertise when you're an established business. We talked about how you need to get instant leads when you're first starting out because you need to get work from somewhere, and how advertising campaigns tend to generate work over time. But later, once you're established, once you've got a regular customer base, your marketing and advertising strategies will change again. You will have learnt what works for your business and what advertising sources are bringing in the type of clients that you really want and need for your business. And so it's good to review your marketing strategy on a regular basis. Now, how do you do that? Well, you need to see which areas of marketing are working best and which of them aren't working at all. Which ones are bringing you customers and which ones are not. Which ones are bringing you the right kind of customers and which ones are bringing you the type of customers that you don't really want. So I'll give you an example. I talked about Checkatrade in the advertising section earlier on, and Checkatrade for my business has been very good in bringing me lots of new leads. But what I've found is the type of customers that get to me on Checkatrade are maybe a little bit cheaper customers than the ones who search and find me on Google. So the typical Checkatrade type of person is a different person to the typical kind of Google search person, believe it or not. And I've noticed that the caliber of clients I get who come to me through my website that they found on Google, compared to the kind of clients who come through Checkatrade, there's just a different standard. But I pay a lot of money every month for Checkatrade. So when I get to the point that I don't actually need that many leads coming through anymore, what I can do is just cancel my Checkatrade membership. That reduces the amount of leads that I'll have to deal with, because at some point maybe I can't keep up with the amount of leads that are coming in, but it also reduces the kind of leads that I don't really want anyway. So I'm then not wasting my time dealing with potential customers that I don't really want. And the less leads that I do get in, but if they're of a higher caliber, they're the kind of leads that I want. That will increase my conversion rate because I'm converting more customers. So that's one way that your marketing will change over time. You just need to review it, look at what's working and what's not. And the way to do that is to test and measure. Ask customers where they found out about you. Cut out things that aren't working. Or if you've got so many leads coming in that you can't keep up with them anyway, cancel some of your advertising packages is just a good way to reduce your overheads a little bit and stop wasting money on unnecessary advertising. Just calm things down a little bit so that you're not having to be swamped with leads. Another thing though that you have to take on board once your business is established is word of mouth, really. It will start to work for you. So when you start getting new customers who give you recommendations and they'll say to you, you'll get somebody call you and they'll say, oh, my friend so-and-so recommended you to me. And they said you did a really good job, and so I've contacted you because I trust their opinion. So you'll start to get this natural flow of work coming in from referrals that will just naturally happen from your regular customer base. And you'll also get regular customers who come back to you, repeat customers, which are really valuable because you don't have to do any advertising to get repeat customers. Again, these are great customers and great leads that you don't need to pay extra for. They just come back organically. So for example, you might do a consumer unit change 1 month and then 6 months or 9 months or a year later, they come back to you and say, oh, we've got some new light fittings we'd like you to change, or we'd like you to supply an power out to a garden office that we're building. So they'll come back to you again. Can you see you get this kind of flow of work that starts to come in over time that you don't really need to advertise for? It's kind of free leads in a way because it's either returning customers or recommendations from existing customers. And you'll build this regular flow of work coming in just from those sources, which means then you can reduce the amount of ad spend on trying to get fresh leads out from the interim or from other advertising sources. So it's good to set yourself a date on the calendar regularly when you will just review your marketing. Don't leave it to chance. Set a date, because otherwise, if you're like me, you'll probably just forget. We're all leaky vessels and we just forget stuff. And sometimes time goes by so fast that you can quickly realise, oh, I've not reviewed my marketing in ages. And you might just find that you are spending loads of money on marketing that you don't really need anymore. And you can quite easily save yourself some money and increase those profit margins by reducing your overheads for advertising when you don't need it anymore. On the other hand, you might start to grow and you might realise that I need to get more leads in and I need to try other forms of marketing. So there are all sorts of different ways that you can market your business, and going back to the original marketing lesson will hopefully help you with that. But the key from this is never forget that marketing does change over time. It's not just set it and forget it. You need to continually review and adapt your marketing over time. And the key with marketing is always be testing and measuring so that you know what marketing efforts have good results and what don't. And the simplest way to do that is just to ask the customer when they contact you, oh, by the way, how did you hear about us? And make a note of every customer, where they came from. And then you can build up that data that shows your most common lead sources, and you can even gauge based on that how much money is the average sale from that kind of lead source. And then you're building up data about, is that a good marketing strategy or not? And you can adapt and adjust accordingly. So I hope this lesson's been of help to you. Let's get on to the next one.